All right, 9:04 on the 10th of the month. Very happy Monday to you. Hi, Raylene.
Good morning.
Holy shit, is it raining?
It is.
It is coming down.
It's not like a downpour though. It's just very consistent.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, it was downpouring in my house.
It was.
Holy crap! This morning it was just ripping.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of information to share this morning: flood watches and flood warnings, and
Road closures and emergency shelters and this, that, and the other thing.
the apocalypse. And Roger Hill is saying that. First of all, he's saying this morning that you should stay home. If you don't have to go out, you should.
Because you may get trapped somewhere. You may get stuck somewhere.
Am I hallucinating? Is this a bad snowstorm? What's going on here? When you hear Roger say "stay home," it's
know.
usually related.
He doesn't usually say that.
Yeah, and when he does, it's usually about snow.
But they are saying that this will be catastrophic flooding and could possibly resemble Irene.
Yeah.
And so I just hope that all the work they did to the infrastructure throughout the state does its job and we fare much better than we did then.
Yeah. Amen to that. And, we're also hearing, you and I were hearing yesterday that the infrastructure of Vermont post-Irene is really going to be tested here. Our bridges, our roads, our culverts, our flood control, and look at that mudslide in Rutland.
Yeah, and Killington, yeah.
Holy
Rutland,
shit.
yeah.
Or Killington, Rutland
Yeah.
area, yeah.
Coming down the mountain.
Unbelievable. I mean, it is. We have. First of all, I should say before we go any further that Mark Bosma from a Vermont Emergency Management is going to be joining us this morning. He texted me saying, "I'm not sure exactly when." But
I'll call you.
He's buried, obviously. But sometime.
Shocker.
Yes, maybe sometime between like 9:15, 9:30 or so. And he's got the latest information from the governor's office, which you also have, and you have posted up. Can you just go there?
Yeah, so this is Phil Scott just says that the state response to the storm from the State Emergency Operations Center at 11 a.m. So he's going to be with his team, and they will provide a briefing at 11 a.m.
Okay.
And they'll stream it live on the governor's page. And as soon as they go live, I will have it shared right to our page as well.
Okay.
So we have that, and then we have in the town of Williamstown. They're in a high risk area, and so the chief of the fire chief there wants people to know that they will sound the horn if they believe that people should evacuate, and they have an evacuation center set up at the school. And
Wow.
Let's just make sure that they all stay safe. But the fire station is not staffed, so take precautions now and call 911 if you need help, and they'll get to you as soon as they possibly can.
Wow.
You can register for VT Alert also, so that you can keep up with all of this stuff if you have a cell phone.
Crazy if you don't. Crazy if you don't.
And that's literally just VTALERT.gov.
Yeah.
And that will set you up on all of the alerts that you need. Bulldogs, the team over at Bulldogs is warning people to use extreme caution on I-89 in both directions in multiple areas because of standing water.
We're here in Middlesex
is really bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yes. So, and about a mile out, I guess, on 12 North, a mile out of Montpelier is also flooded on 12 North. There's all kinds of information. The Berlin Pond Road.
Yeah, Berlin Pond is actually overflowing.
Yes.
So.
And then the town of Berlin, the Berlin Police Department has a bunch of road closures listed with them. A lot of road closures and damage in Northfield, including South Main Street. I posted up those, and some significant damage in Worcester as well. A little mudslide on West Hill Road in Worcester. So lots of stuff going on, obviously, and I will keep you as informed as I possibly can juggle it all today.
Yeah. I know you. I know you are, and I know you will, and I know you have been since yesterday. Are you like competing with me to outpost me? Is that what's going on here?
It's no competition,
Is that
JD.
no, just,
There's
just tell me,
absolutely
is
no
that what's
competition.
going on here? Is that what's
Sometimes
happening?
an entire day later, you will post something that I had already posted.
Try to outpost me, Raylene.
It's not a competition. I could whoop your ass in any day.
You know who is happy?
Dance circles around you, bub.
You know who is very happy today with all this rain? Our duck,
I was going to say,
Sunny.
yeah, your duck.
Sunny is so
Yeehaw.
happy. Sunny and the other two babies are outside, and they're just they put their beaks in the mud, and they get down the grass.
Yeah,
they're having a blast.
They're very happy.
But on a serious note here, though, we should say, please, as we always say this on the air, and anyone who doesn't watch the show obviously wouldn't know this, but we always say, check on your neighbors, especially the elderly,
Yes.
and especially the disabled,
Yes.
even those that aren't elderly or disabled.
Yeah, check on
Check
them.
on your neighbors.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshat.
Hey, how's your basement doing? Is
Right.
it flooding? Do you need fans? Do you need dehumidifiers? Or
Right.
anything I can do to help you?
Even-
I'm going downtown. I see that
Yeah.
you haven't left today. Do you need
you
me to
need
get you
anything?
something? Whatever.
Even if that neighbor pissed you off and launched off fireworks at 11:30 at night and woke you up, still check on them
Absolutely.
and say, hey, is there anything I can do for you? By the way, please, folks, don't take us too seriously. I mean, take us seriously, but not too seriously. We're going to give you the information this morning that you need to know. If there's anything important, it'll be on the air. And once we get off the air, if there's anything that's important that you need to know, by God, it will be on our Facebook page
Absolutely.
as fast as possible. It is not tooting our own horn here, but it's an amazing resource, and people rely on us big time, Raylene.
Yeah, we'll do it as fast as we can. And if you know of a road closure, if you see damage, post it. I made a post. It's pinned to the top that says, "Do you have flooding? Do you have damage?" Post there so people can go and check and read and know that that's what's happening in your area.
By the way, we are, in case you're just joining us, we're live from Fly on the Wall Productions, Main Street, Barre, Vermont, on Facebook. And yes, we are also live on YouTube, thanks to our YouTubers. And we're streamed everywhere you get your podcast. And, Raylene, we're on the web at airedoutVT.com.
Yes, we are.
Again, Mark Bosma is going to be joining us this morning from Vermont Emergency Management. Let's give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors this morning: Barslow Construction, Bulldog Metal Recycling and Storage Containers, Fecto Homes, Gusto's Bar, Associated General Contractors of Vermont, Salvador and Babic, Washington County Mental Health, Optical Expressions, and Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance. And yes, my glasses are from Optical Expressions, and I love them so much. I understand that I might look 15 years younger with the glasses. I get it. I understand that. A lot of people are like, "My God, JD, are you in your 20s now?" Surprisingly, I am. So, I love these glasses. So, thank you, Optical Expressions. Also, Donnybrook Fight Promotions, Vermont's first sanctioned fight promoter. The battle in Barre is going to be September 9th. DonnybrookFightPromotions.com to get your tickets. It is the 10th of July. Tom Hanks turned 67 years old today. We have Louis Manno on the list today, who's 65. I don't know if you know Louis. Do you remember Louis Manno?
No.
He's one of the greatest in my opinion, anyway, one of the greatest Vermont radio personalities that we've ever had.
I can't say as I know who that is.
He's amazing. He's a legend, literally. Jocelyn Judy, Jennifer Ann, Maria Dupree. That's JT's mom, by the way. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Maria.
I bet he'll be busy.
Yeah, Maria, you're not fooling me with the whole 24 years old thing here. It's not working on me. Dawn Perkins, Melissa Mount. Let's see. Who else do we have? Emily Lamson, Ashley Nicholson. Look at all these birthdays. Maggie Zaccardi. Hey, I got it right, I think. Beverly Morrill. Mm-hmm. And one of my best friends from when I was a kid, Rick Roberts, is 55 years old today, listening from, Raylene, Arizona.
Well, hello.
Yeah. Where it's not raining like this and probably
Hot.
And how dare we complain about the heat when folks in Arizona, they know what heat is.
Right, exactly.
Plain and simple.
Right, exactly. So Danelle LaFlower is asking, are there shelters for people that may need them? So far, we know of shelters in Williamstown or a shelter. But as I hear more shelters opening, if need be, if they think they're going to need to be utilized, I will post them.
Yeah. City of Barrie, just posting 7 minutes ago, the storm update. This, and I'm quoting here from the City of Barrie, this storm is the real deal.
Yeah.
We are closely monitoring river levels, and the city's emergency response team is assessing citywide conditions and the next steps. Updates will be posted here on our city website. Stay safe. Don't take unnecessary risks out there. So I guess what we're saying is kayaking in my back river in my backyard is probably out
Not
today.
a real bright idea today.
Shit!
No. Or tomorrow, or maybe for several days, actually.
Yeah. So anyway, we have. Should I share this? I'm going to share this right now from the City of Barrie. Wow. There's just a lot going on, man. And there's a whole lot of cancellations that are coming in. Mm-hmm. School programs, camps, summer day camps, and programs and stuff like that. So I think this is Mark Bosma here. So we'll find out. Good morning.
Hey, JD, it's Mark Bosma.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Not a good question to ask.
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, we know that you are tight on time, but what can you tell us? We know there's a press conference with the governor at 11 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, and people can stream that on the governor's Facebook page.
All right.
We're really emphasizing the need for people to stay away from floodwaters.
Yeah.
If you're in danger, call 911. And then the process can begin to get a swiftwater rescue team out. We've had a number of rescues this morning, several in the town of Londonderry. That seems to be the hot spot right now. But all areas along the spine of the Green Mountains are getting hit, and unfortunately, it's not going to get any better soon. So people should really take care and protect themselves by just getting away from floodwaters.
Well, I mean, look at this. We've been paying attention. We always pay attention to what Roger Hill is saying, and that our infrastructure here in Vermont is going to be taxed and is going to be tested. Post Irene improvements. This will be the first real test. The culverts, the roads, the embankments, the drainage, everything.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Over the last 12 years, we've millions of dollars in federal funds have come in to kind of harden our infrastructure, bigger culverts, road elevations, and a critical piece was buyouts of homes that were in floodplains and were suffering repetitive damage. The hope is that a lot of the hotspots for Irene are better able to handle that, and even places that weren't hotspots have taken advantage of these dollars. So there's really no way to quantify whether or not what has prevented what, and we think that we know we're better off having done those mitigation projects.
Who said what, and what did they say to the governor yesterday, which prompted him to go forward with declaring a state of emergency?
We had a briefing with the National Weather Service midday, early afternoon, and once we heard the weather forecast, we knew we had to first stage
Right.
our swiftwater rescue teams throughout the state, and then we were confident that we were going to need more teams, and to do that, we have to have a state of emergency, and it just doing that, the governor has made it easier for us to respond to this and get assets we need from the federal government or other states.
All of this on the heels of a very active weekend in Vermont news-wise. There is just so much that's going on, and a lot of those headlines, frankly, are going to kind of get bumped because this is a pretty serious situation, Mark. You know that. We all know that. What's going on in Middlesex? We hear that Williamstown is really a sensitive area right now, and there's a lot of concerns about a possible evacuation, but also Middlesex 89. What can you tell us?
Well, I don't have up-to-the-minute information on a lot of that.
Sure.
But I certainly don't doubt that. And if you're getting reports of that, then we're confident that they're right.
Yeah.
But again, no matter where the damage is, where the flooding is, we can all help our swiftwater rescue teams and ourselves by staying away from those floodwaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are a number of road closures around the state, and people can see those on Vermont 511.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the specific URL right now. It's on the press release.
No worries, we'll get it.
Yeah, I've already posted it.
We've
Okay,
already
that's
actually, Raylene's already posted it, so we're good on that.
Yeah, and I just want to give a big shout out for people who register for Vermont Alert. Social media and folks like you are great at getting information out on flood warnings and road closures. But if you're on Vermont Alert, you get those directly to your phone within minutes of them being issued. And so we want people to be as informed as possible, and that'll certainly help us along the next couple of days.
Yeah, I think speaking of the next couple of days, I think the good news here is that this is going to be short-lived. We're supposed to actually have some dry out time. I think, what was it, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that?
I haven't looked that far forward, but
yeah,
I personally, I mean, we're on that, and we're certainly aware of what's happening next. I know the next hazard will be as all of this water drains into the major rivers. That's going to be a concern, and we'll probably have some flood watches. The National Weather Service indicates they may have some flood watches tomorrow for areas along those rivers.
And even when we say dry out time, I mean the ground is so overly saturated that if we come out of the backside of this and it's sunny and hot, there's still going to be so much, frankly, danger involved because these rivers are going to stay high for a long time. And
And then we have to worry about trees falling over even
right.
because they're not stable anymore.
right,
And the lake.
Yeah, right. And Roger Hill is talking about some of these the storm cells that are involved with this storm as well. There's winds, there's lightning involved. There's some cells that are some thunderstorm cells that are. This isn't just about a steady or hard, heavy rain. We've got other stuff in the mix here, Mark.
Yep. We've got just about all of it. So that's why it's really important for people to be vigilant, and it helps your local responders and it helps state responders if folks just exercise caution throughout the storm.
Well, listen, we're going to follow your stuff at Vermont Emergency Management very carefully today. We'll be
Thank you.
We will be posting it up on the Aired Out Facebook page immediately. And also, let's remind everyone again, the briefing with the governor is going to be live streamed on the governor's Facebook page at 11 o'clock this morning from the State Emergency Operations Center in Waterbury. Mark, we know that you're super busy. We really appreciate your time hopping on. A lot of people watching and listening this morning.
Yes, thank you, and stay safe.
Yeah, and thank you for having us on and getting the word out.
Thanks, Mark. Be well, be safe.
Okay. See ya.
We appreciate it. Mark Bosma, the Public Information Officer for Vermont Emergency Management. VTAlert.gov.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a website that's more important than
No,
that.
I don't think so. I mean, it is the
You're on
thing
it all
to
the
sign
time.
up for, and you get alerts about everything, always.
Right.
Road closures, car accidents, detours, everything. It's
Everything.
just a really good resource to
Yeah,
have.
it is. And as Mark said, VT511, that's a great resource to find out road closures, which that information is ticking up this morning.
Yes.
They
Keep adding to it, making corrections. And the good thing is because I shared the original post, every time they make a correction, it updates because they just correct the original post.
Sure.
So they're just adding to it.
Okay.
And it's all there.
Route 302, we're getting a report this morning that there's some water that is really starting to accumulate on the roads in parts of 302 between Barrie and Montpelier. So.
I'm not surprised. Bill Donahue, he's down in Rutland. He joined us here one morning on the podcast.
Yeah.
He, Stephen's uncle.
When you say hold on. When you say Bill Donahue, are you talking about Bill Donahue?
Yes.
That Bill Donahue?
That Bill Donahue. He lives in
Holy
Rutland.
shit, how did you get him on the air?
Well, he says you should see it down here. So I've asked him to send us some pictures.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they're right in the thick of it all.
My God. Yeah.
Stay safe, Bill.
Is he going to send you pictures?
Yes.
Bill, don't send her the pictures. I mean, you want to get something on the Facebook page, send them to me, bud.
They all know that's bullshit.
Some of the headlines that we're following over the weekend, of course, the mudslide that closed Route 4 in Killington. Burlington police are investigating a body found at a park. We have a man that was cited for leaving his dog muzzled and tied in a car in South Burlington during that heat wave.
I know.
Raylene.
I saw a dog up at Quality Market the other day in the truck. And I'm not going to lie. I really wanted to break the window. I wouldn't have had to. It was down a little bit. I was super pissed off. And so I opened one of the popsicles that I had, and I held it in the window, and I let him eat the popsicle.
Did it?
Oh, God, yes. It was so excited. And then I may or may not have been kind to the owner when they came out.
Oh, they were there when
they came
you were
out.
there when they came out?
Yeah, they came out. I was still there letting the dog eat popsicles. I didn't know what else to do.
Where was this?
Quality Market.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to move on from this story, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, because we get heated.
I'm going to get in a lot of trouble if I suggest what should be done to someone who leaves their dog muzzled and tied.
Or even just in a car, period.
Or
But
even
that
just
is
in the
even
ca-
worse.
Or even just in the car, period.
Yes.
When it's 90 degrees outside.
We better move on quick because I'm getting there. I'm swinging my foot and biting my lip. So we got to move on. I just sent you a video.
Is the foot swinging?
Yes, and I just sent you a video from Bill to
Okay.
JD Green.
All right. How can I play that on the air?
Well, open your messenger.
Oh, it's on Messenger? All right. Hold on a
My
second.
God, I got to tell
I
this
don't
man
know,
everything.
Raylene. How am I
I have to
supposed
tell
to
this
know?
man everything.
I don't know.
For the love of all
I can't even
things.
pull it up right now. I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. Where?
It sent it to your messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
But you can't see your
It's
messenger.
not there for some reason.
You
I
don't.
I don't know.
Oh, for the love of all things.
How am I supposed? I don't know what this is. Send it again.
It says it's in your inbox.
For Messenger?
Yes. JD Green Messenger.
No, it's just a voice. I just have a voice message here.
Here it comes again.
Well, it's probably because I need to close it out and reopen it.
See?
Yeah, but that's
Twice in a row.
Wow.
Twice in a row I sent it
All
to
right,
you.
I'm working on it. I'm not sure what's up, but I'm working on it.
Sometimes it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying that.
Stall for me. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up on my screen for me to whatever. The other story, the biggest one, really is the sad news out of Rutland City. We have multiple charges that have been filed against this guy accused of killing the Rutland City police officer.
Good.
And I may need some help with her name.
I can't say it either.
All right. He also injured two others during the police chase in Rutland on Friday afternoon.
She was 19, and she wanted to be a police officer since she was just 9 years old. She just started working on the force at the end of May, and was supposed to go to the academy in August.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This happened on Friday afternoon, just before 3 o'clock, on East Washington Street.
Yeah.
Grossly negligent operation of a motor vehicle with death resulting, and attempting to elude with death resulting. He was attempting to break in at a residence on East Washington Street. Got away in his vehicle, prompting the chase, and crossed the center line on Woodstock Ave and collided head-on with the cruiser. Jessica Ebbinghausen. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that correctly.
I think so, too.
Ebbinghausen.
Hausen.
19 years old, as you said. And then he crashed into a second police cruiser. And Officer Ebbinghausen was pronounced dead on the scene. And what a tribute that was made to her and her family over what was it? Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday.
When they escorted her
Yes.
back from the corners.
Yes.
And there's in front of the police station, there were mass amounts of flowers and gifts, and they did have a candlelight vigil there last night as well for her.
The other full-time officer, Richard Caravaggio, who was injured in the crash and released from Rutland Regional Medical Center on Saturday, is physically, anyway, he is hanging in there and doing okay.
And that's the part physically. mentally, everyone involved, the first responders, her co-workers, the dispatchers, they all are going to need support for a long time. This will not go away. It'll affect them for a long time, and they don't need your support only right now when we're in the thick of it all. They're going to need support for a long time.
Yeah.
They're human. They're officers of the law, but they're human. And sometimes I think we forget that because we get pissed about what we did wrong and that we got a ticket for it, or but they're human just like us, and they have feelings just like us, and we should help them.
And how old was this this driver?
20.
20. Okay. So I wonder, I don't know. Sometimes I feel, Raylene, like when it comes to perpetrators in the state of Vermont, I'm going to get myself in trouble here again. Damn it! I just feel like
Well.
when the story happens, and then the media doesn't do a thorough enough follow-up on what happens after the tragedy to a perpetrator. Things just kind of fizzle out, and some things get dusted over or dusted under. I'm just wondering, are we going to find out the repercussions here?
Oh, I'm sure.
For this guy.
I'm sure. Will they be as highly publicized as the original? No. You'll have to be somebody who, like me, who will snoop and
Got to look.
and time to time, and maybe it'll be more public, but maybe not as public to up here. We tend to listen to different news stations and different, because the area is different, and
Right.
so the newspapers and whatnot. So, yeah.
Well, funeral arrangements are pending and will be published in accordance with the family's wishes.
Yeah.
Dozens of state officials and law enforcement agencies, not from around Vermont, but around the country, are sending their condolences to the Rutland City Police Department.
Right.
You said it earlier. Let's say it again. She was set to attend the Vermont Police Academy next month.
Yeah.
What a tragedy.
Yeah.
So, this 20-year-old driver is apparently facing at least 2 charges.
Yeah.
So, national
Enough.
Yeah, national headlines over the weekend. The
And
Biden
Bill says he'll let us know because he's right there in Rutland. Okay. So, yeah.
Bill will. Is Bill gonna he'll be on the inside for us?
Right. He'll be our insider.
All right.
Our Rutland insider.
All right. The Biden administration is going to provide thousands of cluster munitions to Ukraine. If you're not sure what those are, they're basically bombs that go off, and as they're falling through the sky, they implode, and more bombs come off of that. So it's kind of like just a spray of bombs. So the Biden administration is given the clear on this, and the United States is one of only 3 countries in the world that are using cluster bombs. All of the other countries on the planet are saying no, because a lot of them, 40% of them, when they land on the ground, they don't implode, and they're still live. So there's many, 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 many tragedies that result from that. Moving on. U.S. Postal Service increasing the price of first-class mail stamps to 66 cents, Raylene, from 63%, or 63 cents. So up 3 cents. That started yesterday. That went into effect yesterday.
And guaranteed to get the same shitty service we've been getting for 3 years. Although, I say that, but they are short-staffed. I know that. They're short-staffed. They're doing all they can do. I understand that. But damn,
they are not only are they short-staffed, they're busting their asses.
Yes,
really.
they are, and I understand that. But my issue is when you get the neighbor's mail 3 out of 5 days a week. Your mailbox is chock full of mail, but it's not yours; it's the neighbor's. Like 7 and 9, 7 and 5, two very they're just so different. And it happens so much.
It's listen.
So I feel the same way. No matter what your job is, at least do it well.
We're all frustrated.
Do it right.
We're all frustrated. Even the Postal Service is frustrated.
Yes.
And they're as you say, they're understaffed everywhere, not just in Vermont, just across the country.
And I know a couple of the delivery guys, and man, they work freaking hard, and they work crazy hours.
They are out today in this rain.
And they're trying to do more than one route. Like some of them are doing
I know.
more than one route. Yeah.
I'll say it again, they bust their asses, all of them.
They do.
And I don't care if you're delivering mail on...
But I don't think they're well supported by management. Is that surprising? Since they're managed by the U.S. government, it's not surprising to me at all.
I don't care if
I don't think they're well supported.
If you're delivering mail by foot, or if you're behind the scenes, you're back at the post office, moving stuff as quickly as you're possible. They generally you don't walk into the post office and see a postal worker just sitting there surfing on their cell phone.
No,
you don't see it.
No.
So we respect and honor them, and especially those that are out putting one foot in front of the other in weather like this, soaking wet. There's this one guy who walks in front of our studio here. This one postal guy. I can't remember his name. He's got a bad knee.
Yeah, it's our postman, and he does.
That guy.
He had knee surgery. He has a very bad knee. He's got a mechanical brace on, and he's
still walking. He's still doing it. He's a great guy.
I just
can't remember his name, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. The Postal Service says the pay hike 3 cents again on a stamp was necessary to offset a rise in operating expenses. So there you go.
Gasoline.
Everything.
I'm sure.
Everything.
Yeah.
I failed to tell you. I meant to text you Saturday night, and I forgot. And I'm sorry to tell you that I won the $650 million Powerball jackpot.
Yeah, right.
So, if you want $20,
you want to know why I know that
you don't even have to pay me back.
I know that's the biggest lie ever, because
it's a gift.
You would have been like, you would have been calling in like, I don't even know what. You would have been crying like a little girl.
If I won $650 million?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have called you or anyone.
You would have called.
No, I wouldn't.
You would have called me.
Do you know what I would have done?
You're never going to guess what's fucking happening. I can hear you now.
I'll tell you exactly what I would do.
You'd be all incognito. You're stuck.
People don't believe me, but I'll tell folks right now. This is what I would do. I'll look right in the camera. I would have gastric bypass surgery. I would lose 100 pounds. I would shave my head bald. I would grow a mustache.
You're not far from there now.
I would grow a mustache and
get extensions in your legs.
I would get extensions in my legs. That's a great idea. I'd add in 2 or 3 inches into the femur. That's a fabulous idea. I didn't even think of that. And I would change my name, and I would head immediately for either Canada or Mexico. Probably Mexico, because I love tacos.
You'd change your name?
Oh, definitely. Are you kidding me? And you know what I would do? On my way out of town, I'd throw a Benjamin at you, Raylene. And I'd say, gift, don't pay me back. See you when I see you.
I believe you.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
People think I'm joking right now.
Oh, no, you're not.
there's a radio station in Portland, Oregon. I have to tell you about this. I don't know if you heard about it. Did you hear about this? The radio station in Portland, Oregon?
Maybe not.
95.5 FM. Alpha Media is the company that owns this radio station. The first, Raylene, are you sitting down right now?
I am sitting down, JD.
Tell me, are you sitting down?
I am sitting down, JD.
The first radio station in America to put an artificial intelligence generated disc jockey on the air.
Oh.
Goddamn robot, Raylene.
Uh-huh. Well, at least it's actually in the studio.
Well, that's a great point right there, what you just said. The radio GPT software is what they're using to broadcast this artificial intelligence synthetic version of its host, Ashley Elzinga. That's it. That's what we're coming to, Raylene. We've consolidated things in the radio industry so tightly, so absurdly, that now we don't even want to pay a disc jockey to have 5 different names and voice track 5 different on-air
they're
shifts
losing money.
for 5 different radio stations across the country. Now we need to put a robot in front of a
They're
microphone.
losing money. No one listens to local radio anymore. I mean, we listen to DEV maybe, but that's because we love Roger Hill and we love the content and we love, but you know, that's who we listen to. But the rest of it, we don't. For music and things, Spotify, Amazon,
right? WDEV is literally
the only radio station in my mind.
It is the last of the Mohegans. Mm-hmm. They are a staple. They are an icon. They are, if days like this, when the shit's hitting the fan.
And it's unfortunate. It sucks that radio stations have done that because days like this, you could have had
even live.
Right, you could have had somebody live like you used to be up on Jake Street, and when all hell is breaking loose, you have somebody like Tom Lozon rush in, say what's going on, you get it out to the people, and everybody knows what's happening up to the minute. And it's really unfortunate that has disappeared. Actually, it's tragic.
Lozon, when I was live on Froggy in the Morning Show, the flood in May that hit before Irene in September was a very bad flood. All of North Main Street was underwater.
Yeah,
just everything. When the jail branch busted loose, and there were jams in the river, and it left its banks, and it's just instantly all of Barrie flooded. Lozon drove up to Froggy in the morning while I was live. He was mayor at the time. And pulled into the parking lot on 2 wheels, jumped out of his car, and I could see him coming across the parking lot, walking 100 miles an hour, and I was like, oh, shit. And he came storming into the side entrance of the building, down the hallway, opened up the studio door, and I was right in the middle of playing a song. I was halfway into a Luke Bryan song. You don't interrupt Luke Bryan, Raylene. You just don't.
No, you don't interrupt Tom Lozon.
Well, and I'm like, Tom, he's like, I need to get on the air right now. I'm like, Tom, well, we're right in the middle of a song. I don't give a shit. Pause the song. And he went on the air, and he had the very latest information from local emergency management, and then Joe Aldsworth was up there 15 minutes later, and he was on the air with me.
And Joe would like to speak with us this afternoon to give us an update on what's happening in and around the city and what to expect. That's who has been texting with me. He can't do it right now
I
because
was
they're
just
going
gonna
into
say.
a meeting.
All right, thank you, because I was just going to call him.
Yeah, but he.
I'll call him, Raylene. I'll call him.
I know you do that all the time. You're good at calling people. You call Chuck. That's what you like to do. You're like a little school kid over there with your telephone. Who can I call?
The U.S. economy added 209,000 jobs in June. That was the other story that was I was reading about this weekend.
Yes, you do, Rex.
240,000 below the downward revised 306,000 jobs in May. So unemployment rate dropping to 3.6% from 3.7% in May. It was a big story over the weekend. I read this shit, Raylene, this economy stuff. I pay attention to it. Is Rex Thompson really on? Is he?
Well, I think so. He's so Rex is bringing the check for the partnership.
Oh, is he bringing it right now?
I don't know if he's coming right now, but
Is the door locked?
I don't know if it's locked. Did you unlock it this morning? Because I didn't unlock it this morning.
I did not unlock it.
You were here before me.
I'll make him stand out in
So
the
you
pouring rain.
might want to tell me use the back door.
Well, he is a backdoor man.
Oh God.
By the way, Raylene, we hit
I know we're over 5,000 followers.
We hit 5,000 followers on Saturday.
Saturday. We did.
I was so excited.
And now we have an affiliate in Rutland.
Who's that now?
Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Yep.
Bill Donahue.
We hit 5,000 followers and we have an affiliate.
That's serious.
Yeah. Very serious. In all seriousness, thank you, everyone.
Thanks again to Mark Bosma from Vermont Emergency Management, who joined us this morning around 9:15 or so. And listen, if you're watching now and you missed that, it's real simple. You can just go back and re-watch, re-listen.
Rex says he's not dressed yet.
Okay.
You okay with that?
I'm all
I'll
right.
close my eyes.
I'm all right with that.
All right.
58,000 post engagements in the last 28 days here. 58,000 and 108 new page likes.
And 171 new followers.
And we just broke 5,000.
And share, please share with your friends. And if you're new, make sure you comment and say hi and let us know that you're here. And even if you don't want to talk about something, just say hi.
Yeah.
Just so that we know you're here. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and follow and share and tell your friends to follow and tune in.
Rex-
Tune in tomorrow at noon for
Yeah.
It's No
Oh,
Secret.
Please.
So
I told you I'd forget.
yeah, I mean, we're reaching a lot of people, and which makes me extremely proud and humble. And tomorrow we're going to have Rick Barnett in here, Dr. Rick Barnett.
Okay.
Which will be a little bit different than when you talked to him, on the phone just a short time ago. Yes, I want to know some of the same things, but not really.
Well, we were talking about the psilocybin bill.
Yes.
It's sitting in Vermont legislature
and
right
they
now.
do, and they do use them for treatment. And so I do want to touch base with him about that, about using them for treatment.
Yeah.
And I also would like to, I know that he is somebody who actively has been trying to get it so that psychologists can prescribe. And damn it, they should be able to. That is what they do. Your general practitioner is just that. It's general. And there's a reason why we have specialists. And what he does is a specialty. And I would much rather someone with his education
Sure.
be prescribing that kind of medication.
He's a doctor.
He is a doctor. And the state should recognize him as that. And so I would like to know where they've gotten with that. And because when we talk about treatment of addiction and substance use disorder and mental health disorders, that's a huge factor. And
I just got a text saying, please ask Raylene to repeat when this episode is going to be on the air. So
tomorrow
this is
noon.
Raylene's podcast called
It's No Secret. And it airs right here on Aired Out at noon on Tuesdays. And sometimes, as you know, from last week, I did some special episodes Wednesday because Tuesday was a holiday. And then I did a special episode on Saturday with somebody that wasn't able to travel during the week. And so we can do them whenever.
That's amazing. Tell us about this guy. You're up around near 1,000 views just on that guy Saturday. Tell me about him.
Yes, just on Barry. So Barry Wagle, he is originally from Bradford. His family's lived in the area always. He spent the last few years of his struggle here in the city. Really hit rock bottom and had to decide what he needed to do to live. He literally, it comes down to a choice of living or dying. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. And he chose to live. And yesterday he celebrated his 6-month sober, clean and sober anniversary. So, and that's huge. And super proud of him. Actually, I've known Barry for a while. And, because of his friendship with my son. And so, at first it was a little bit awkward for him because I've actually seen him at his worst and have actually experienced him being an asshole.
Yep.
And, the first thing he did was make amends. And that is a huge, huge part of people's recovery. They have to make amends with themselves, but then in order to help themselves move forward, that's what they do with others that they know they've harmed. And so he did that. And then he took a big, deep breath because, it's just me. And I give him a big hug and I love him. And, let's grab a drink of water and sit and chat. It's done.
Anybody who is in recovery who can transparently put right out on the air with a camera to air out their story on your podcast, It's No Secret.
Yeah.
Who can do that for all to see. And when we say all, we're talking about all, nearly 1,000 people just on that one episode on Saturday. That takes a lot of. It's more than courage. It just is. It's really impressive. It really is impressive.
It is. It's amazing. It takes a ton of courage, and that's why I say when people agree to come on, it's extremely humbling. I'm very honored to have them here.
Well, they know they know that it's making a difference.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, and they're willing.
Also part of recovery.
Yeah. They're willing to sacrifice their inner hesitation or what's the word?
They're vulnerable.
Yes.
They are completely vulnerable. And
I think that's amazing.
And they just...
I wouldn't do it.
And they have a great conversation. And one of the most humbling parts of it is that they always say, wow, that felt good. And I wasn't nervous once you started talking to me, I was able to relax and able to, that was awesome. And that is what's even more incredible about it, I guess, is that they can sit here comfortably and have a conversation.
You just had Bob Purvis on from Turning Point. You just had Benjamin Lerner on.
Yes. Dottie Moffat.
I mean, Benjamin Lerner, my God. I mean, the guy's literally...
Michael Deering.
Famous.
Yeah.
And Michael Deary, yeah. So who's on again tomorrow at noon?
Rick Barnett,
Rick
Dr.
Barnett.
Rick Barnett, and then I'm booked all the way through the second week of August. So, tomorrow is the 11th is Dr. Rick Barnett. The 18th is Amy Sherman, who is also somebody who's in recovery and has been in recovery for years. The 25th is Hillary Denton, also from the Turning Point Center, but she is a recovery coach and she works in the ED and does all kinds of great things. The first will be Eva and Javed from Central Vermont Prevention Coalition. They'll be coming in speaking with us. And then on the 8th is a special guest that I can't talk about yet because she needs to tell people.
Okay.
Yeah, that she's doing this first.
Yeah, respect.
So, yeah.
Incredible.
And so if you know somebody, if you want to come in yourself, please reach out. Let me know.
Yes.
If you know of a counselor, somebody still struggling, if you know of a resource that
Yeah.
we can reach out to that has worked really well for you, let me know so that we can see if we can interview them and get the information out to other people as well.
It's a new podcast, again, that Raylene started called It's No Secret. It's about recovery. It's about addiction. It's about mental health. And it's about, frankly, pulling our community together and embracing what's going on in
Right.
the people of Vermont and beyond, frankly.
And the crisis wears many faces.
Yeah.
It is not a one size fits all thing. That it can be anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It's wonderful. I think it's great that you do it. And you know what? We love to promote as a network the other podcasts that we do here at Aired Out. This is not any longer just about Aired Out. It's just not.
no.
We have
more.
We have your podcast, It's No Secret. We have Lori Shepard's Four Quarters podcast, which is all sports. I'd say 70 to 80% of which is local.
Yes.
And it's baseball, it's football, it's high school, it's
Yes.
college stuff, it's everything. She is absolutely amazing. When is she on next, by the way?
I believe Wednesday.
Okay. And Wednesdays and Fridays, I think, right?
Yeah.
With CB. The two of them are amazing.
They are amazing.
They're peanut butter and jelly.
I don't even know what the hell they're talking about, and I
Neither
love
do
to
I.
listen. I love to listen to them, but
Well, I mean, I don't understand all the hitting averages and the who's traded and drafted and oh my God.
yeah, I don't.
But you know,
understand any of it.
I'm still learning. And I've learned more about Major League Baseball. I'm serious, Raylene, from the two of them than I ever have in my life. And now that I'm in my 20s, I'm finally starting to understand what Major League Baseball is all about because of them.
The Sunrise Wellness Center is closing due to flooding and concern for the staff and client safety. And the Sunrise is in Montpelier.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather, for letting us know. And here's another thing. If you do have some cancellations today, please, obviously, let us know about it.
Yeah, put them on the pin post if you can.
Sure.
There's a pin post that says, "Are you seeing flooding and damage?"
Right.
And so if you can just put it there so that people can scroll through the comments and
Now, for our older,
find out what's happening.
we have some older audience. We have some older listeners who are like, "What is she talking about with the pinned post? What does that mean?"
Well, when you're scrolling down, when you go to our page, when you start to scroll down, it should be the very first thing that you come to.
Okay.
You'll see it where there's a picture of a flooding.
All right. And Heather says,
And maybe JD can do some updates via Reels today. We need to start getting better about our Reels.
okay.
But we can
Heather
do some
just said,
updates.
and reducing the stigma. Thank you. So Yeah. I think you and I have attempted over the last couple of years that we've been on the air here to reduce stigma in many different
areas.
ways, not just drug use.
Mental health,
Yes.
disabled,
Many stigmas.
all kinds of yes.
She also says, get your Red Sox tickets to support Sunrise.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I've been posting the link for that.
God, would I love to get to Fenway and drink a beer and eat 6 hot dogs.
Yeah. And when you click the link, don't be concerned. It does take you to an alternating site. It is not
Right.
the Sunrise. It's not. It is just the ticket
point.
company for that event.
Yeah.
So
A couple other comments that are coming in here. Rex wants to know about Bill being an affiliate.
yes, he's our Rutland affiliate,
Bill Donahue.
Bill Donahue. He's going to keep us posted on things happening down there, and
Yeah. Rex needs to go back and rewatch this podcast.
right.
And I'll hear the typical.
Well, he was
I'm
trying
too
to,
busy.
He was trying to put his underwear on. He said
Right.
he's not dressed. He was trying to put his underwear on, and that takes a little bit of juggling. And he's
When you say
know.
juggling,
well, he could be juggling his junk, or he could just be juggling on his feet, trying to get into his undies
Yeah.
while he stays upright and not falls over.
do you know? I'm not joking. Dead serious. I was trying to put my
You're dead serious.
absolutely dead serious. I'm not. I was trying to put my underwear on the other day and was trying to balance. Couldn't get the foot through fast enough. Right over on my right face plant.
Did you cuss a little?
Oh God! Good thing. I mean, I was alone in the
Put
house.
the teeth through the lip.
No, I was alone in the house, but I was pissed. Hurt my shoulder. It went down. Bang!
You're
Sack
getting
of-
older. You have to be careful of that.
Sack of shit. It hit the ground, almost bounced.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Rex last time I dropped him. It was amazing. It was amazing. And that happens,
Mm.
Raylene. Come on. Can we just be honest? It happens to all of us, all right? It's not just me. I'm just telling everyone what's already happened to them, and they know it. They just don't want to admit it. Yeah, Bill is saying Rex needs to get out of bed. Rex is sleeping in this morning. It's okay.
yeah.
It's all right. It's
He
okay.
probably stayed up a little too late last night.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we talked about it heavily right off the front of the show. Middlesex has got some real good flooding on 89. The Berlin Pond is actually overflowing. Okay, so Berlin Pond Road, that area,
I'm looking now.
you could get in a few more miles on your kayak on the Berlin Pond Road this morning, maybe. Williamstown is a rather serious situation.
Yes, and they will sound the horn at the station if you need to evacuate.
Okay.
Their plan is on the Williamstown Fire Department's page. It's on the town page. It's on our page. The plan is listed everywhere. Stay safe, everyone, and help each other out.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, help each other out. That sounds like it's going to be that they're very worried about
Right.
that situation.
Yeah, Williamstown. Well, let's be honest. Williamstown is kind of sitting in a hole. It's the bottom of a cereal bowl, kind of, really. So it's low-lying area. A lot of it is, obviously not all of it. But
Right.
Road closures today, the best advice we have for you is get on VT511. There are already several road closures and
Yeah,
washouts.
and I'm just getting a new one that says 12A, the bridge south of the village of Northfield is closed.
12, slow down now. 12A, 12A, south of the Northfield Village.
The bridge south of the village in Northfield is closed.
Okay.
That's what this says.
Okay. More familiar with 12 than I am 12A, but that's all right. Oh, I know where that is.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
I don't
but,
know where it is. So, but I'm just telling you that's what I'm getting is a message.
If you haven't yet registered for VT Alert, as Mark Bosma
And the alarm has just sounded. They have just sounded the sirens at the firehouse in Williamstown for evacuation.
Wow. Just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are under evacuation. Yeah. Be safe, everyone.
Is it how are we getting this information?
People send me texts, messages
while we're
through
live.
Messenger.
How come nobody sends me a text when I'm?
They
when we're
know
live?
better.
No, I'm not kidding here. Nobody
Because
gives
you
a shit
answer
about
them
me.
hours later.
Nobody gives a shit about me, Raylene. Nobody texts me anything.
I
when we're
know.
Live.
Your
I don't
poor
get-
baby.
I don't get any text
I'm
messages.
sorry. I'm sorry that people are so mean to you.
God.
You know.
So you're just getting this information right now?
Yes.
Okay.
That the alarm has sounded and they are under evacuation
Okay.
in Williamstown. And so I can just
All right.
be safe.
As I was saying, register for VT Alert.
Yes.
That's vtalert.org.
Yes.
No.
No, .gov.
.gov.
Good
V-
Lord. See, this is why we don't text you anything.
It's.
vtalert.gov.
I'm gonna have another sip of the coffee here, Raylene. I'll be all right. VTalert.gov.
You didn't stay up all night running around
What are you
with nothing
talking
on, with your Crocs on and your
What?
headlamp on. You would,
What are you talking about?
you had gotten some sleep. You'd
What?
be on your game, and you know what I'm talking about.
Just be careful. And as we say it every time, we're watching all media sources this morning. We're watching all TV, PTZ, CAX, 2244. We're watching the Barry City Facebook page where they've got press releases and information that's out. We are watching Vermont Emergency Management. The governor on his Facebook page has an 11 a.m. live press conference. Are we going to broadcast? Are we going to like co-broadcast that on?
Yeah, we'll share it immediately as soon as he goes live. Hey, so Anne, you may know this lady Anne that says she's your sister-in-law from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Been messaging you on YouTube. You never answer me. So must be she's watching right now.
What?
And you never answer her. You don't read her comments. You don't answer her.
My sister-in-law doesn't even know I have a podcast.
Well, apparently she does because she's watching you.
Right now?
Yes, I believe her name is Ann Stoltz Boswell.
Holy shit.
And she says, so like many others, she's like, what the hell's the point of messaging you? You're not going to answer.
My sister-in-law is watching. Oh my God. Ah! I wonder if she'll go back and watch this entire podcast. That,
How do you know that she hasn't been?
I just know. I just know.
I watch you all the time.
Bullshit.
She watches you all the time.
Listen,
And she said, yes, she has been watching.
all right.
Exactly. She
don't-
says her and I could be good friends. I can tell.
One show. One. Be careful today. Again,
She said, bite me.
we're gonna. Now I know it's my sister-in-law. We're going to be paying attention to the weather situation. We're going to be watching.
Yes.
Go back and re-listen to this if you missed it. Mark Bosna from Vermont Emergency Management kicked off the show with us this morning. So
Yes.
a great guy with a ton of information. Check on your neighbors, the elderly, the disabled, even the asshole down the road from you that was
Yeah.
pissing you off last
Yes.
week. Check on them.
Yeah.
Be respectful. Take good care, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Be safe.